It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Detroit Pistons going up against the Miami Heat. Looking at Miami, they dropped the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And a chance in this one to get a look at the NBA's leading scorer. Freak has just been incredible so far this season. Just defies description. Do you see him holding onto the scoring title this year, Kenny?
Well, a big thing for Freak is trying to avoid the stat-chasing things that a lot of former players tried to do. Just getting his points. Now, if he just comes in and plays the way he's been playing, then he will be that guy.
Well, let's go to the big stat chaser. What do you think about Freak's year?
You know, it's never easy to hold on to the scoring title. You know, teams start to double and triple team you. I can remember one year, Ernie, I was averaging 29.5. David Robinson was
on the road, looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival. The Miami Heat are ready to get this thing started. Right now, the Pistons are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. And, of course, Joe Johnson. Even without him over the short term, they've really come together and are playing some pretty good basketball.
Kevin, I thought he was really an important player for them, undervalued and not given the credit he deserved. That's not to say the trade was a mistake, but I think they'll miss him more than you might expect.
You know, chemistry-wise, I agree with you, Clark, because he was a glue guy. You know, he's a guy that kind of held things together for them in a few areas, and so not having him around might take some getting used to.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3. Chris Bosh is out there with Stoudemire, and it's Mr. Perfect in at point. Dang with the bucket.
And really, once he got that steal, just really nothing the defense could do.
That's why turnovers are so costly, because in many cases, they're indefensible once possession changes hands.
Now here's Jackson. 12 points his last outing. Johnson, wide open, he fires. Drops one in from the wing. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Outside Bosh. The 3-ball. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Roberson the pass to Jackson. And the shot is good.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Mr. Perfect the pass to Bosh. Here's Mr. Perfect. 5 to shoot. Lets it go with the 3. Some solid defense there from Jackson. For Detroit, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. In transit, Chris Bosh with the rebound. Here's Potter, flushes it down to finish the break.
And, Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Offensive rebound. Here's Wade, and it's blocked by Mirotic. Outside Jackson. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
He's terrific with the floater, and that's not an easy shot.
Pistons trail by 3. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's Mr. Perfect. What a tremendous game he played against Cleveland. A minute 50 left to play in the first. Bosh passes to Mr. Perfect. Just 5 on the clock. Basket is good. The assist from Bosh. Mr. Perfect's got his second basket of the night. And a different look here for the Pistons. Mirotic is checked in for Terrence Jones. Johnson comes in for Morris. Roberson, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Sessions. We've got Johnson. Roberson is out there with Jackson. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Mirotic in at the 4. That's the group for Detroit right now. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Cavaliers got the job done. He finished with 39 points, and he was his usual self on the defensive end, providing a bunch of steals. Absolutely amazing numbers from him in what was truly a memorable performance for him and for us, Kevin.
Thanks for the great report, Doris. Guys, the way he carried them that night, I thought was truly incredible.
Unreal. I mean, he was literally on another planet in that game. He did it all on the floor.
What's interesting to me, guys, is to see how much energy he's able to play with here tonight. I mean, his legs still have to be a little heavy from that last game.
And so here is Miami after the miss from Andre Drummond. Here's Mr. Perfect. Miami no good on that time either.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Out to the right wing. Pass to Day. To the inside. Hunter. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Johnson. Stoudemire, the screen, passes to Mr. Perfect. From deep, the shot will not go. Now the Pistons take it the other way, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And on an ordinary night, guys, I think they would have come out on top. That's just how well they played, but they happened to catch an opposing team at the very top of their game.
I'd venture to guess, Greg, that if that game was played in their building instead of on the road, they win it.
And Miami has possession after Reggie Jackson was able to get the triple. There's the dish to Augustine. To the paint. Here's Potter. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And the rejection by Stoudemire. An even 3-on-3 break. The pass to Mr. Perfect. From deep three-point range. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Great pass that time by DJ Augustine.
Jackson kicks to Roberson, and he slams it one-handed.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Here's Mr. Perfect. 11 points in the game. Winslow, the pass to Mr. Perfect. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Here's the 3. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And the first half comes.
Dwayne, give.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
Just absolutely.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Dang and Bosch, your small and power forwards. Mr. Perfect out there with Dwayne Wade. And it's Stoudemire in at the 5 down low. Here's Mr. Perfect following the score by Reggie Jackson. Here's Mr. Perfect, guarded by Jackson. Clock at 6. There's the triple. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 8th rebound here tonight. The steal. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Richardson, he's checked in for Mr. Perfect. And the Pistons making a change here. Morris is checked in. Then for the Heat, Winslow's checked in for Stoudemire. Mr. Perfect comes in for Dwayne Wade. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Luol Deng. Winslow, the pass to Mr. Perfect. Drains the three-pointer. Mr. Perfect's got 15.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Now, here is Morris. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot clock at 3. Offensive rebound. The Heat trail by 3. Richardson, no luck. Outside Jackson. Johnson sets the screen for Jackson. Morris with the ball. And Bosch picks him up defensively. Augustine with the steal. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here's Mr. Perfect. 15 points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. Wide open look. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Augustine's got 3 assists now in this one. Jackson against Augustine. Feeds to Robertson. And the wide open shot from Morris. Again, the miss by Morris.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, impressive effort from both on the backboard.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Chris Bosh.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Jones checked in for Johnson. Caldwell Pope comes in for Andre Robertson. And Sessions subbed in for Reggie Jackson. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Heat. Rogic comes in for DJ Augustine. And that one's good. Sessions.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Here's Mr. Perfect. 20 points for him. To the inside. Here's Winslow. Here's Tucker. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Tucker's got 6 points.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Kicks it to Caldwell Pope. Pass to Morris. And there's the feed to Caldwell Pope. Fades back. And he gets the kind bounce as that one drops in for him. Caldwell Pope's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Mr. Perfect. And Jones pulls it down. Fires the 3. He got it! Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. The Heat trail by 3. Mozgov is out there with Terrence Jones. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's Nikola Mirotic. And it's Sessions in at the point guard. That's the 5 and the 4 for the Pistons.
I tell you what, folks. I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Dishes it to Caldwell-Pope. Lets it go with the 3. And it's D. Wade with the rebound. Wade's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Deng with the bucket.
D. Wade with an excellent pass there.
Detroit's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the 3-point shot tonight. very respectable. And Sessions kicks to Jones. Sessions sets the pick for Jones. In the corner at Sessions. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials. Jumping tonight as well, which has forced the D to come out on him.
Johnson, he's checked in for Terrence Jones. Here's Mr. Perfect. No good with the triple. Nice ball movement by Detroit. No one near Sessions as he lets it fly. Off target from the wing. Tucker dishes to Wade. Stoudemire outside. Here's Mr. Perfect. He's guarded by Johnson. Hunter. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. And now here's Johnson, a fast break chance. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit. Retains possession. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Pistons. The Heat also with a sub. Richardson, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Here's Mozgov. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss. Too many open looks like that.
Now Detroit moving it up. Jackson's got the ball. Mirotic has a wide open look. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Mirotic has got the lead up to 6 now for Detroit. The drive by Wade. Here's Potter. The basket good off the assist from Wade.
He's yours.
22 points for Freak. For Detroit, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Mozgov passes to Johnson. Picked by Mozgov. And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. Drummond's checked in for Mozgov. The Heat also with a sub. Bosch is checked in. On defense, Miami. 4-point game. And the basket by Jackson.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there. You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
No question. That's their goal down the stretch here. I think finding those close-range rhythm shots. This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
Here's Mr. Perfect. The 11-footer bounces high off the rim and drops. Mr. Perfect's got 12 points here in the second half. Jackson drives in and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. First free throw is good. And so Jackson nails both of them.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
The Heat trail by 6. Here's Mr. Perfect. Shot clock at 6. Fires for 3. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
I'm not even going to comment on that one.
Neither am I. I mean, if you're going to attempt a buzzer beater, I guess I will comment. Make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's Wade. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. He wanted his guys to keep up the intensity, saying, if any of you think this game is over, you're wrong. We've got work to do. I don't want to see any letdown on the defensive end of the floor. Guys, let's watch how it plays out.
Here's Mirotic. Detroit, no good that time either.
Well, the clock has become their worst enemy.
Not a friend anymore. They've got to work quickly from here.
No good for Mr. Perfect. And so they foul intentionally. Jackson with it. Here's the floater. Excellent D there from Stoudemire.
Tell you what, as well as he shot in the last quarter, Kevin, it's a total flip here in this one. He just can't get anything to go in the basket.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Potter. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. And now they decide to foul intentionally. He gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Here's Mr. Perfect. From deep. Basket good. And so the Pistons take the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark up.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan. Reggie Jackson. He stepped up his game tonight, getting it done all game long. And that brings us to the end of our broadcast.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. The Heat coming into this one following a loss to the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills. They're up 2-0 in the season series. Tonight, a chance to make it 3 straight. And guys, still some time left till tip-off. Let's talk scoring. Kenny, how did you look to establish yourself at that end of the floor, and when did you know you were in for a big night?
Well, for me, it was just about getting the basketball in the right areas of the floor, either off the dribble or off the pass. So if I knew if I got to certain areas of the floor, I was going to be able to score and have a big night. The defense.
Welcome, everyone. It's time for NBA action, coming to you live on this Saturday night. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. We are in Miami, Florida, the American Airlines Arena, home of the Heat. And, of course, Joe Johnson. Without his presence, they'll have to overcome the hole there.
You know, what the trade means to me, guys, is they think some of their younger players are ready to spread their wings and take on a little more responsibility. They're going to get more minutes for those guys and allow them to see a little more playing time.
Clearly a forward-thinking deal, you know, and even if his aren't the biggest shoes to fill, it still puts a lot of pressure on your young guys. And let's see if they're ready to fill that void.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. We've got Okafor. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Nerlens Noel. And it's Owens in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Okafor. 14 points from him the last game against the Lakers.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev, and that also was a factor.
The shot is good from Mr. Perfect.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able to catch up with the head coach of the 76ers. They're facing a team that they've yet to beat this season, 2 losses. And I asked him what they needed to do to turn it around. He said, quote, at the end of the day, it comes down to putting points on the board, and we've got to find a way to be effective despite their shot blocking. Even if we shoot a few more jumpers, if we can crash the boards, we'll create some good opportunities. Guys, they need to break through and grab a win here today.
Wonderful, Doris. Thanks for the report.
You know, I think he's right to be concerned about the defense they're going up against today. I mean, it's going to take some creativity for them on offense to be able to score consistently.
I think that's their primary concern. I mean, they'd be fooling themselves if they said scoring against this D is going to be easy.
Now Clarkson following the three-point attempt by Freak. And that'll be Philadelphia as it goes out of bounds. 76ers retain possession. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And that one's good.
You know, and defensively, guys, he was just all over the place, forcing turnovers and applying terrific ball pressure.
The 76ers trail by 5. Owens passes to Noel.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup.
And so here is Philadelphia. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
And you know, Greg, in that blowout loss that you were alluding to, it was the turnovers that really did them in. You can't give possessions away like that and expect to win.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, Brandon small forward with Noel at the 4. Then there's Okafor, and it's Owens in at the point guard position.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Count the bucket.
They started the game off tortoise-like, but their offense coming to life.
Yeah, they've got a little bit more pep in their step as they start to put together some rhythm.
The shot's good from Mr. Perfect.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
Stoudemire, the pass to Mr. Perfect. His three-pointers off the mark. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the Los Angeles Lakers.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Stoudemire, the screen. He had a nice open look right there. And that's now 6 points for Wade.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
They get a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Pop.
Oh, nasty. Oh, nasty.
Get.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to.
Whoa!
Goodness. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
Down low, here's Eklund, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Misses the chippy right there. The 76ers trail by 8. Owens, he's covered by Deng. For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pistons had a huge game. He had 27 points, and he did his thing on the defensive side as well, nabbing more than his share of steals. It was a complete outing for him, one that he hopes to be replicated here.
Fires the three. Good. Mr. Perfect's got 13 points now in the quarter.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's the Heat.
Kevin, I'm here with Coach Eric.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Mr. Perfect. 22 points, and he's unleashed a barrage of three-pointers on him.
Yeah, and Clark, you can tell they're good right now when the ball leaves his hand. He has racked up a ton of points.
Deng and Bosch, your small and power forwards. D-Wade out there with Mr. Perfect, and it's Stoudemire in at the center position. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. And that one good from Clarkson.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned. Pound the rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them.
Hunter, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. The Heat shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from Mr. Perfect.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Noel, a screen on Wade. And Noel kicks to Clarkson. The good-looking shot from the wing. Clarkson's got 4 this quarter.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Here's Mr. Perfect. He's covered by Clarkson. 3-attempt offline for Mr. Perfect. The 76ers trail by 3. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Clarkson's got 8 points.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
At the top of the key, Stoudemire. Stolen by Clarkson. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Miami's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. The shot's good from Mr. Perfect.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Clarkson dishes to Noel, and he makes good on the layup. Noel's got his second basket.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggressiveness.
Here's Potter, and that one is hammered home.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
They've hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. I mean, he's provided almost all of their offense.
And here come the Heat again. Miami with the fast break. Wade gets the bucket.
Well, 6 of their last 10 points coming on the fast break.
And defensively, you have got to sprint back in transition. The coaching staff has got to be restless right now, and I don't blame them.
That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Clarkson.
I don't think you can say enough about the quarter he's having. Every one of his attempts has gone down.
No good for Mr. Perfect.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
The 3-ball, and he gets it to go. Mr. Perfect's got the lead up to 10 now for the Heat.
And that's another 3. And if the defense is hoping that they don't heat up from out there like they did in the first half, they may be in for a real bad surprise. And a chance now to see the numbers for Jahlil Okafor. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. Averaging about 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he leads the way for them in the scoring department.
Always looking for a crease in the defense, poking, prodding, and manufacturing points.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Winslow's checked in for Stoudemire. Richardson comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Dragic in for Dwayne Wade.
Take a look at what Clarkson's been doing. He has 11 points and the 2 nice steals as well. Good contributions for him offensively with the assist and also making some nice steals.
You know what, Clark, you're right on the money with that. He's been just as creative as he has been disruptive.
Bounces high off the rim and drops. Clarkson's got 12 points in just the second half.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Pass to Mr. Perfect. From deep three-point range, that one's rebounded by Embiid. The 76ers trail by 6. Launches it. The shot by Clarkson, no good. Last outing for Miami, it was a loss to the Pistons in Detroit.
And in that game, guys, their three-point shooting really was their own worst enemy. Even when they got the open looks, they just had an inability to knock them down.
And, guys, you've seen it happen to every team. You have to be a threat from beyond the arc nowadays, and if your team goes cold, it really can sabotage your game.
Winslow kicks to Dragic. Potter. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. 36 points for Freak.
You know, with all the shots they've knocked down here in the second half, their field goal percentage has crossed the 50% mark.
Yeah, and any team will take that. Excellent in terms of their efficiency.
That's good.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
Pass to Winslow. Richardson kicks to Winslow. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Now, here's Clarkson. Not a lot of room. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the 76ers, they've got Clarkson, Okafor out there with Grant. And it's Holmes in at the power forward. Grant gets a wide open look. Misses the 3. Miami leading by 5. Here's Potter. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Noel's checked in for the 76ers. No good for Mr. Perfect. The 76ers trail by 7. Clarkson with the ball. Now guarded by Mr. Perfect. Pulls up. High post. Okafor. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Mr. Perfect the pass to Wade. Up and in on the layup. And the Heat lead by 7.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Here's Eklund. Feeds to Clarkson. It's hauled in by the Heat. Wade's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And it's Dang at the elbow. Good ball movement here by the Heat. The drive by Wade. Here's Potter. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 4 assists now tonight. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, during that last break, I heard the 76ers coach as he addressed his team. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. The 76ers trail by 11. Feeds it to Clarkson. Kicks to Noel. Out to the right wing. Now, here's Clarkson. D right on him. No good with the layup. Here's Potter, and it's Justice Winslow with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
Chris Bosh is checked in for Winslow. Clarkson kicks to Noel, and he gets it to go.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
They get the rebound, and it's Stoudemire with the jam.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play. The board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
Here's Mr. Perfect. Inside. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Back down the shot. That free throw missing. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Here's Mr. Perfect. He's covered by Clarkson. Mr. Perfect, the pass to Bosch. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
And the foul called on Freak. And that'll be his third foul so far. Now, here's Clarkson. Defense is right there. Goes up to the stripe. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Clarkson's got 20 points.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole. And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Miami.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
And that produced great fruit for them in transition.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
They really do. I mean, there's one more game to play in this season series, and barring any major changes to their team, I'd have to believe the sweep will be in order.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Mr. Perfect. You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Bosch. Richardson comes in for Luol Deng. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Dwayne Wade.
He's absolutely killing it from outside.
There's 49 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Poked away. Here's Mr. Perfect. He's covered by Grant.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Here's Potter. No good on the triple. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, it's been really sloppy out there.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
That is good. Mr. Perfect's got 49 points in the game.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Dwayne, how did...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation. Freak. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
Boom, boom, boom.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
Twin, are you serious right now?
What?
Get yourself together. Look, sit up straight. Look alive.
Yes.
This is your first 2K interview, and you gotta kill it.
Okay.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
get it.
Swish.
Hey.
I like that. That was a cool little handshake.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
All right, guys, are we ready? You ready to roll?
Yes.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Rachel, and I'm here with Freak today, one of the NBA's newest stars. Thank you for coming on the show.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
You have been doing amazing this season. How does it feel to be one of the most talked about young NBA players?
It's great. You know, I've been working really hard on my game, so to see the team getting wins and, you know, they're talking about me, it feels good. I want to keep the ball rolling.
And we all know that your game on the court has been spectacular.
Thank you.
And I've heard that you're pretty good in NBA 2K also.
Somebody told you right. Yeah. We bring the system on the road. We play in the hotel rooms. It could get pretty competitive.
So who's the best on the team then in 2K?
Me, of course, by far. But there are a couple of guys that give me some tough games. But the only person that ever really beat me in the game was my best friend, Vic. Rest in power, Vic. But that was because he played every single day of his life. So that was the only reason.
So pretty heated matches between you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So what was it like to see your virtual self in the game for the first time?
I loved it. I grew up playing 2K. So to see myself in the game made me feel like I made it. You know, I've always wanted to be on a cover of 2K like KD, Kobe, or MJ. So I'm working for that, hopefully.
Well, hey, if you keep playing the way that you are, you might be on our cover one day.
Maybe. That would be an honor. I would love that.
Well, keep it up. Keep working hard. Good luck for the rest of the season. And thank you again for coming on 2K TV.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
And you know how we end these interviews? High fives.
High fives. All right, there you go.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Moments away, it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Miami Heat. For the Heat, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things here on the analyst desk. On the basketball court, that's turnovers, that's missing assignments, missing rebounds. Same thing. Like I know this is our 82nd game this year. You're starting to feel it a little bit.
Everyone is in their seat and buckled in at the American Airlines Arena as the Heat look to grab a win here in Miami. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, Joe Johnson. They will definitely miss his contributions.
Kevin, I thought he was really an important player for them, undervalued and not given the credit he deserved. That's not to say the trade was a mistake, but I think they'll miss him more than you might expect.
Chemistry-wise, I agree with you, Clark, because he was a glue guy. He's a guy that kind of held things together for them in a few areas, and so not having him around might take some getting used to.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. David Lee is out there with Andrew Wiggins, and it's Towns in at the center. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
And fellas, I think you have to like his improvements over his free throw numbers from a year ago. It's not a significant number or a huge amount, but it's improvement nonetheless. He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Here's Levine. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. Shot from 12. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Levine's got his first points in this one. Look at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a win against the Brooklyn Nets.
And the thing I took away from that one was just how valuable their guys coming off the bench were.
I thought the reserves were the difference in the game, Greg. I mean, a lot of the scoring came from the bench.
Here is Rubio after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Here's Levine. Wiggins left side. And good. He got the English that time as it falls.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Hunter. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Mr. Perfect's got his first 3 points of the game. Mr. Perfect's gone 1 of 2 shooting from 3. And Rubio kicks to Levine. Got a hand on it. And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop. And they take the lead. Wade's got his second bucket.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Fires from 14. Towns, no luck.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
The quick look, no good that time. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And the jam by Levine.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
And, guys, that's an alley-oop I guarantee you we'll be seeing on the highlight reels for the next few days.
And Minnesota has possession after the Heat pick up 2. And he gets the bucket.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
The shot's good from Mr. Perfect. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times. So No one in clear control yet.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Here's Mr. Perfect after the made shot from Ricky Rubio. Here's Mr. Perfect. We saw him go on a score. Rampage last game.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
Wiggins against Dang. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 15. No good. And the Heat going the other way now. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
You know, sometimes you're going to win because of your performance, and on occasions, which was the case for them, it's the play of your opponent that allows you to escape with wins.
Well, you're right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game, some caused by their good defensive play, but some were just carelessness.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Well, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Sam Mitchell. Doris, what's the news?
We talked about Amari Stoudemire and what he brings to the table as an opponent. The one thing Coach was most impressed with was how physically gifted he is as a big man, saying, you see him get up and down the floor out there. He moves like a guy half his size. He's just a freak of nature.
And thank you for that, Doris. And a new group getting ready for Miami. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in. Then for the Heat, Luol Deng is checked in for P.J. Tucker. Mr. Perfect comes in for Richardson. And D.J. Augustine subbed in for Goran Dragic. Potter in at shooting guard. Chris Bosh is out there with Deng. Then it's Winslow, and it's Augustine in at the 1 spot. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Here's Mr. Perfect after the made shot by David Lee. Tries to keep it alive. Stolen by Levine. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. To the paint. Here's Winslow. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
And it's sent back by Bosh. And Towns gets it to go. There's 1:47 left to play in the first half. Kicks to Winslow, to the paint. And again, the basket is good from Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect's got the lead up to 8 now for the Heat. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Heat.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And guys, add to that the fact that they have really done a great job of attacking the ball handler with their defensive pressure and forcing turnovers.
Winslow's shot is off. Timberwolves trail by 6. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. Nice D from Dang.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And the shot's good from Mr. Perfect.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
Levine dishes to Towns. And it's Deng with the rebound. If they play the clock right, they can go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Here's Mr. Perfect. He's got 19. Shot clock at 5. Inside, knocks it loose. Lee with the steal.
And they can guarantee this is the last possession of the quarter if they hold it.
And I'm guessing that's exactly what they're probably going to do here.
There's the pass to Towns.
That's a walk.
And so we conclude the first half.
Thanks, Kev.
The second half just about to get going here.
Some outstanding numbers in this one for Mr. Perfect. He's got 19 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
Checking out the group for Sam Mitchell to start the second half. The athletic duo of Levine and Wiggins on the perimeter. David Lee is out there with Towns, and it's Rubio in at the 1. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. Here are the team leaders in steals. You need to play heads up against these squads. In fourth, the Heat.
One of the things that's made this team so effective is their ability to get takeaways. I mean, they do an excellent job defending the ball and also jumping into the passing lanes, and they're all together defensively. That's one of the reasons they're amongst the league leaders in steals.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the 76ers played some outstanding basketball. He had 49 points, and he was his usual self on the defensive end, providing a bunch of steals. Numbers like that are rare to see by any player in a game he'll always remember.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little afraid. I mean, anybody who saw that game has to still be in awe of what he was able to do. Just absolutely dominant.
Boy, I tell you, he was in such a rhythm and on a roll. He could have won that game all by himself.
Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
Great move there. That spin just dusted off the defense.
Hunter. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Mr. Perfect's got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Heat. And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. And Miami making a change here. Dragic is checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Leno Udrich, he's checked in for Ricky Rubio. And so it's Minnesota. And a new group in for the Heat. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Bosch. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. Richardson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Mr. Perfect in for Goran Dragic. Minnesota also making some changes. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Towns. Ryan Owens comes in for David Lee. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Levine. Here's Wiggins after Amari Stoudemire's bucket. Fires from the line. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Andrew Wiggins.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance.
And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. And that sends Freak to the free throw line. It's going to be on Udrich. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And they've also worked hard to get the ball inside. Just settled. And they get a lot of high percentage shots in this game. And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
Timberwolves trail by 16. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. No good on the three. And here are the Heat. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run.
Move the ball.
Here's Mr. Perfect. He's guarded by Udrich. That one goes. Count it. 27 points for Freak.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's Mr. Perfect. 6 to shoot. The 3. Got a piece of it, but they'll get another chance. Winslow, the pass to Mr. Perfect. From downtown, and that's not going to go. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Potter, he's in at the point. D-Wade out there with Dang. Then there's Chris Bosh, and it's Dragic in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Here's Levine, got it from 16 feet. Levine's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Timberwolves. Here's Mr. Perfect. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. Mr. Perfect's got 10 points here in the second half.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
Here's Mr. Perfect after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Right side Bosh, just 5 to shoot. The Heat need to get a shot off. Potter, good, and it's Bosh picking up the assist. Bosh has got 3 assists now in this one.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Let's catch up with from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Towns. When coach addressed the guys in the huddle, his message was clear. Quote, he's who we want getting the bulk of the touches. He is who we want making our decisions. With the minutes ticking down and the deficit still a big one, those adjustments have to be a chance worth taking, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. And it's Johnson penetrating. Kicks it out to Rubio. Passes it to Levine. Back to Rubio. Here's Towns. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Here's Mr. Perfect. From deep. Can't get it to go. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. Here's Levine, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Dwayne Wade.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Mr. Perfect, covered by Rubio. Mr. Perfect, the pass to Bosh. Shot clock at 6. Dang gets a wide open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade.
Not shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Here's Potter.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. And here are the Heat now after the miss from Ricky Rubio. And the foul called on Freak. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Andrew Wiggins checked in for Tyler Johnson. And again, Miami running the court in transition. No good for Mr. Perfect.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
First one falls for him. A different look for Miami. Winslow's checked in for Bosch. P.J. Tucker comes in for Luol Deng. And D.J. Augustine subbed in for Dwayne Wade. And then for Minnesota, Ryan Hollins, he's checked in for Towns. Tyler Johnson comes in for Zach LaVine. And it's Udrich in for Ricky Rubio. Here's Mr. Perfect. And stolen by Udrich.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Miami.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Mr. Perfect. You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
And here's Wiggins following the three-pointer by Freak from 12 feet out. And Winslow pulls it down. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Fires from deep. And another three-point shot fall from Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect's got 42 in the game. And Udrich kicks to Wiggins. Wiggins drawn the double team. Stolen by Winslow. Here's Mr. Perfect. Three-pointer. Misses the shot. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way.
Dwayne.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game. And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.